Hi everyone. Just here to give you a quick update on maths and maths GCSE and maths A-level following the release of the advanced information from the exam boards. So I'll start with maths GCSE. Now, everything I said in the autumn still applies about revision. The best way to revise is to do lots of practice exam papers and questions, and that video should still be available on the UTC website. So please do have a look at that if you're looking for guidance on general maths revision. In terms of the advanced information, what we have learned now following the release of the advanced information from Edexcel, which is the exam board we do for GCSE, is there has been some reduction of GCSE content, as in there are some topics now that will not be tested in maths GCSE this summer. And that's really useful information because it just means we will not focus on those topics at all in lessons, and students should not be revising them at home. They're not going to be on the exams. The second thing we already knew, students will be given a formula sheet. We have that formula sheet. They had it in their November mocks and they will have it in the March mocks. So students should be very familiar with that sheet and exactly which formulae are on it. And obviously any formulae that appear on the sheet that students do not need to learn. I think personally, the most useful thing about the advanced information is this third bullet point. Students will know exactly which topics will appear on each paper. So in a normal year, you can expect the whole GCSE syllabus to be covered and you don't know what's going to be in each paper. So for every single paper, you have to be prepared to answer on every topic. And that's changed this year, and that's a big deal. That's probably the most important thing to take away from this. You can find all of these details as published by Edexcel on their website. If you just search on Google Maths GCSE 1MA1, that will take you to the appropriate qualification. So key dates, again, our mocks coming up are on the 14th and 17th and 25th of March. Paper 1 is non-calculator, papers 2 and 3 are calculator. These mock exams were prepared and printed before the advanced information was released, so they will cover the whole syllabus. But obviously, if you're losing marks on a topic that isn't going to come up in the real thing, we will not penalise you for that. Interventions running at the moment. There is a form time intervention with me every Friday. And I've got 15 or 20 students in that, but at the same time, all students are revising maths in tutor time anyway, so everybody's getting that. And there's an after-school intervention on Thursday. There are 3 different groups: foundation revision with Mr. Waddell, higher revision with Mr. Collin, and additional maths with me. The real exams, the dates are now confirmed as the 20th of May, the 7th of June and the 13th of June. What's really nice about that, you don't always get quite such a long gap between papers 2 and 3. We've got almost an entire week there, and that does mean before each exam we will have a proper focused period of time where we're able just to revise the topics that we know are going to come up. So that's really good for this exam season for maths, I think. In terms of revision, all classes are now revising. We've finished the course. That we will still obviously be teaching things that students have been struggling with or need to see again, but everything we do from here is revision. Mock exams, as I said, they've already been produced and printed and they will cover the whole specification, but all of our revision now will focus on the topics specified in the advanced information. In terms of revision at home, all students have now been set 3 separate revision courses on Dr. Frost Maths. Every student has a login for Dr. Frost Maths. If they have forgotten it, they can get it from me or from their own teacher by email or on Teams just by saying, "What's my Dr. Frost login?" These 3 courses are based on the advanced information. So the idea of this, there's a sort of image of what it looks like on Dr. Frost Maths. If you were to click on where it says continue this course, what it will do is it will test you on all the topics that are going to be in that paper 1, and things that you get wrong, it will then give you videos and resources that you can revise from, so you can work your way through that course and make sure that you're confident in everything that's going to be in paper 1. There is a similar course for paper 2 and for paper 3. So if a student is doing higher, they'll have been set the 3 higher courses. If they're doing foundation, they will have been set the 3 foundation courses. The second thing is I would recommend, and it doesn't need to be necessarily right now, because we're focusing on revising for the mock exams now anyway, but certainly long before we start the real exams, all students should attempt the predicted papers online at this website, www.onmaths.com. These are exam papers that you complete online on the website, and it tells you as you go along whether you got them right or wrong. It's a really good way to see some good practice exam questions on exactly the topics that we're expecting in each paper. And for any more kind of tips or advice about revision, please do watch the video that was uploaded in the autumn about general math revision, about which websites to use and how to do it. But also do get in touch with me, or students should come and see me or their own teacher if they want more advice. So I'm going to talk you through the advanced information quickly. The revision topics for foundation, they've been kind of summarized on this page. I obviously won't list them all for you. You can have a look at them here. The PowerPoint should also be available to you. But the key thing here is that in this document, which has been posted onto Teams for all students, all foundation students, so they can see this too, is that within paper 1, you can see exactly what's going to come up, which bits of number you need to revise, which bits of ratio, and so on. So I would recommend whenever students are doing any independent revision, they should start by looking at this and think about, okay, which of these topics am I not confident in? Which of these topics for paper 1 should I be revising now? In some ways more useful than this, because this still does cover most of the GCSE, is the list of topics not to revise. So having been carefully through the advanced information, it's clear that these topics will not be examined on any of the 3 foundation papers. So whenever a student is struggling with a past paper or thinking, oh, here's a topic that I don't know how to do, if that topic is on this list, then do not revise it, do not worry about it, it's not going to be on the exam. So for example, if you've never been quite sure how to draw a pie chart and you struggle with the protractor bit and working out the angles, you can just forget about it now. That's not going to be part of your maths GCSE. Same information for higher. The higher topics are here. And again, this has been posted on Teams for all higher students. So you can see exactly what's going to be in paper 1, exactly what's going to be in paper 2 and paper 3. And this should be where you start when you're thinking, which topics do I need to revise? And equally, look at these. The topics that will not come up in the higher papers are listed here. So some really useful information, I think. The paper by paper stuff as we get closer to the exams will be really important to know exactly what you need to prepare for each exam. And also just these lists of topics that will not be coming up on any of the papers, so you don't waste time revising any of those. And so that's it for year 11. I'm going to look now at year 13 A-level maths and what's happened, which is very similar. There is some reduction of A-level content. It's not a huge amount that's been taken out, but some content has been taken out. And again, obviously, students always knew that mechanics would be in the mechanics paper and statistics in statistics, but there are 2 long pure papers. They're 2 hours each. And so knowing now from the advanced information which topics will come up in which paper is going to be really useful. Again, full details can be found on the Edexcel website. If you search Maths A-Level 9MA0, that will take you to the correct A-Level course. So key dates, mock exams coming up, Friday the 18th, Monday the 21st and Friday the 25th of March. These papers have already been prepared and printed, and so they don't take account of the advanced information. Though obviously where a student has lost marks because they couldn't do a topic that's not tested on according to the advanced information, that's not something to worry about, and students won't be penalised for it. There is intervention starting Mondays on period 4. I'll be revising pure with any students who wish to, or any students who I contact you to say should be coming to that session. There will be another session during the week in the creative exchange with Mr. K, which will just be focused on maths homework because some students are still struggling with the homework. The real exams are on the 18th and 21st and 25th of March. These 2 pure exams, the 18th and the 21st, are very close together. So we will have to work out a kind of a sensible program of revision for both papers, because obviously once that paper is done on Friday the 18th, it's just going to be the weekend and then the next one comes up. But we know exactly what needs revising when. So that's something I'll be discussing with the students in more detail when we get closer to the time. Statistics and mechanics on Friday the 25th. And a summary of the key information from the advanced information here. So this first list on the left is pure paper 1. That's the first exam, and these are all the topics that will be coming up and that students should be preparing for that Friday exam. And then the Monday exam, these topics on the right will come up. Clearly, we can't wait until after the Friday exam to revise these, so I will be revising both sets of content with students in class. Perhaps more interestingly, the topics which, the applied first before we do that. Statistics, all of these 6 topics here, which is, you know, more or less the whole of the statistics specification, and the same for mechanics, which is normally the case anyway, to be honest. But probably the most useful thing is to see the bits which are not going to come up. So there will be no implicit differentiation in the pure maths papers, no convex or concave functions, no parametric integration, and no linearization using log graphs. In statistics, there'll be no histograms, no cumulative frequency or box plots, no linear interpolation, and no coding. And in mechanics, everything is expected to come up. Again, for both Maths GCSE and Maths A-Level, the key to revision is doing lots and lots of past papers and past paper questions. And my video from the autumn will give you guidance on where to find those things. But please do get in touch with me or with your child's maths teacher for any specific tips or advice about revision or exam preparation. Thank you, and good luck with the next period of exam preparation.